Several civil society organizations have written to Justice Minister Ronald Lamola calling for funding of whistleblowers who lost their jobs because they reported corruption. Now, an example of this is Patricia Mashale, who has been in hiding after blowing the lid on corruption within the police service. She joins me now to tell us more. Just first of all, Ms. Mashale, do you feel confident after the State of the Nation address 2 weeks ago and, the little part that the President, spoke of in dealing with whistleblowers? I think you've muted yourself, Ms. Mashale, if you could just check for us to make sure. There you go.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you clearly.
Good afternoon. Thank you for having me on the show. I don't feel confident at all because the President didn't even touch on the issue of whistleblowers. So I still think that whistleblowers are not a priority for the President in this country.
And the Justice Minister, do you feel like a priority to the Justice Minister at least?
We are not even a priority for the Justice Minister, because if we were, he would have initiated immediate processes for granting funds to whistleblowers, at least get them personal protection for themselves, because most of the whistleblowers don't trust the protection of the state, the South African Police Service or whoever state parastals. We don't trust them because whistleblowers die during while they are in witness protection or while they are being protected by the state themselves.
And I mean, when you say that, you remind me of what you told the Portfolio Committee on Police in Parliament when they tried to have a risk assessment on your life by the State Security Agency or the police, and you refused.
Yes, I did refuse because I did indicate beforehand to the Portfolio Committee that I cannot get a risk assessment of SSA while I also implicated them. They are the ones who initiate the process of unlawfully seizing my phone to get information on my phone. So having SSA doing a risk assessment on me is like handing myself over on a silver platter to me. The chairperson of the Portfolio Committee refused to hear the side of the crime intelligence officer who already did 3 risk assessments on me. And that is one person that I trust with my life, but they don't want that person to be my protector. They want the people who I implicated to be my protectors, meaning that they want me to hand myself over to these people who wants to kill me.
And that, I mean, I can imagine that spoke to you, highly about how seriously or not seriously government takes the plight of whistleblowers. Just explain to me, Ms. Mashale, how life has been for you ever since you, broke the seal on the alleged corruption at SAPS. How has your life been so far?
My life has practically been brought to a halt. I'm living like a criminal in isolation. My human rights in terms of the Constitution and the Bill of Rights are being grossly infringed by state officials, by government officials, by the law enforcement. My children's rights are being infringed. Just imagine my 11-year-old is now more than 1 year without his mother. And in terms of his basic rights, in terms of the Bill of Rights, the children's rights, that child's rights have been infringed for the past year. I mean, what does the president say about this? The president usually, when he makes his speeches, he's talking about GBV. There's not been considered GBV against me because I'm a woman. I'm being hunted by state organs. I must run from place to place. My salary have been stopped. Although, you know what? They claim that I've been dismissed, but I never received a formal termination letter from the South African Police Service. My salary has been terminated even before I went to a hearing where the deciding officer was also someone that I implicated in my protected disclosures. Me and my representative requested him to recuse himself from the process. He refused to recuse himself from the process, and then he proceeded to dismiss me without a trial proceeding. And my salary have been terminated in January already, while I was dismissed, like they said, on the 26th of February. So yes, this is the kind of things that they are doing. I don't have the financial means. The government are not supporting me in any way. If and when I get support, is from private NGOs, is from private individuals, not from the government.
And just lastly and very quickly, Ms. Mashale, I'm so sorry to hear about how difficult your life and your children's lives have been. What do you think about the South African government and how seriously they take corruption then, if this is how isolated a whistleblower becomes from their family and young children as young as 11 years old?
I think that the South African government doesn't have the political will to assist whistleblowers. If you can look at the crime stats that was released recently, not even just the plight of the whistleblowers, they don't have the political will to listen to the citizens of South Africa who have been calling for the dismissal of the Minister of Police, Becky Cele. So I'm currently in talks with NGOs, with private individuals, so that we can make an application to the International Criminal Court to prosecute the minister as well as the president, because our people are dying on a daily basis. We are being slaughtered like sheep under the watch of the president, who refused to dismiss the Minister of Police, regardless of the fact that he see that crime is out of hand. You know what? We have been held hostage by criminals in our country, while the politicians, while the ministers are getting protection 24/7. They are not feeling what the South African citizens are feeling. They are not exposed to the crimes or daily crimes that South Africans are exposed to.
Yeah.
And since everyone is turning a blind eye, I think we must now go out there to the International Criminal Court to seek help, because our government is not going to help us.
All right. Thank you so much for speaking to us. And I mean, to hear Ms. Mashale say that, it makes you question how other people who are potential whistleblowers are feeling about blowing the lid on corruption at government entities. That was SAP's whistleblower, Patricia Mashale.